Top 5 influencers who got caught scamming their followers. Influencers, the trusted voices of the internet. The people we follow daily for their fashion tips, skincare routines, gym workouts, travel vlogs, and even life advice. We like them, we trust them. And sometimes, we buy exactly what they tell us to. But what happens when that trust is shattered? What happens when the same people we look up to turn out to be running scams? Today, we're diving deep into the top 5 influencers who got caught scamming their followers. From fake giveaways to outright fraud, from miracle creams to crypto collapses, these stories are wild, messy, and in some cases, criminal. Stick around, because the scams you're about to hear aren't just outrageous, they're dangerously believable. And if you think you could never be fooled, well, by the end of this video, you might think twice. Introduction to influencer scams. Before we jump into our countdown, let's talk about why influencer scams hit so hard. Influencers aren't just advertisers, they're personalities. We feel like we know them. They share their coffee orders, their family moments, their struggles. That kind of intimacy builds parasocial trust, a one-sided relationship where we trust their words almost like a friend's. So when they recommend a product, promote a giveaway, or launch their own brand, we believe it's legit. And that trust is a goldmine for the few bad apples who decide to exploit it. Scams can take a lot of forms. Fake brand partnerships where the brand doesn't even exist. Miracle products that don't work. Or worse, cause harm. Giveaways where the prizes never show up. Investment opportunities that turn out to be pyramid schemes. The methods vary, but the damage? Always the same. Broken trust, lost money, and followers who feel betrayed. When influencers scam their audience, it's not just about the money. It's about exploiting a relationship they built over months or years. That betrayal cuts deep, and it makes people skeptical of the whole industry. Number 5. The fake charity fundraiser. At number 5, we've got a heartbreaking one, because it preyed on people's generosity. A popular lifestyle influencer, let's call her Sophia Grace, took to Instagram after a devastating earthquake overseas. Her stories were emotional, her captions heartfelt. She cried on camera, talked about the devastation, and urged her followers to help make a difference. She claimed she was raising funds to send clean water, medical supplies, and food to the victims. She even promised to match donations out of her own pocket, a promise that made people donate even faster. Within hours, her followers mobilized. Thousands clicked her donation link, contributing what they could, some even emptying their savings. Parents got their kids involved, classrooms held mini fundraisers, and the comments section was flooded with messages like, "This is why I love you, Sophia. You care." Sophia kept posting updates, photos of relief trucks, children receiving aid, and thank you messages from supposed charity workers. She shared moving stories about specific families, stories that would later turn out to be entirely fabricated. But then, cracks started to show. A journalist investigating the earthquake relief effort couldn't find any record of Sophia's named charity. The website was new, barely functional, and registered under a fake address. Those heartwarming photos? Stock images from free photo websites. One of the relief workers was even a model whose picture had been used without permission. When confronted, Sophia deleted her posts, made her account private, and disappeared from social media for nearly a month. By the time authorities stepped in, most of the money had been transferred offshore, impossible to recover. Dozens of followers lost hundreds, some even thousands. A few said they had skipped paying bills to contribute, thinking they were helping save lives. And all because they trusted a familiar face, someone they thought would never betray them. Experts say scams like this are especially dangerous because they mix emotional urgency with personal trust, the perfect recipe to get people to act without thinking. Always verify a charity before donating. Real organizations will have registration numbers, transparent spending reports, and multiple ways to confirm their legitimacy. And if an influencer's campaign can't provide that proof, that's your red flag. Number 4. The fake product endorsement scam. Number 4 takes us into the glossy world of beauty influencers, a space already flooded with marketing hype and high promises. Meet Lila Monroe, a skincare influencer with nearly 2 million followers. Known for her flawless skin, soft lighting, and glamorous morning routines, she positioned herself as a beauty authority. So, when she announced the launch of her own miracle cream, promising visible skin transformation in just 3 days, people were ready to believe her. The price? A whopping $99 for a tiny jar. Lila marketed it as the holy grail of skincare, using luxurious packaging and a name that sounded straight out of a high-end spa menu. Her promotional videos were stunning. Crystal clear shots of Lila applying the cream, carefully edited before and after transformations, and glowing customer testimonials. She claimed it was the reason she never had acne and that it worked on all skin types. Followers rushed to buy. The first batch sold out in hours, and the waiting list grew into the thousands. People proudly shared unboxing videos, tagging Lila in hopes she'd repost them. But as the weeks went by, complaints started flooding in. The cream was nothing more than a standard moisturizer you could find in a drugstore for $7. Not only did it lack the promised miracle results, but some customers experienced breakouts, redness, and rashes. One buyer even sent the cream to a lab for testing, and the results confirmed it was a basic, generic formula with none of the active ingredients advertised. Even worse, when people tried to get refunds, the customer service email bounced back. The official business address on the packaging turned out to be a vacant office space in another city. Lila went live on Instagram to deny responsibility, claiming she had outsourced production and been misled by the supplier. But then, leaked messages emerged, showing that she had personally approved the cheaper formula to maximize her profit margin. This wasn't just a failed business launch, it was a calculated deception. And for many followers, the betrayal cut deeper than the money lost. They felt like they'd been tricked by someone they'd admired for years, someone they thought would never sell them something harmful. Beauty experts say that trust in skincare takes years to build, but a single scam like this can destroy it overnight. Number 3. The fake giveaway. Number 3 is the most common, and one of the easiest scams to pull off, the fake giveaway. This one involves Ryan Cole, a travel vlogger with over 3 million followers. Known for his cinematic drone shots, exotic destinations, and luxury lifestyle, Ryan had built a devoted fan base that trusted every word he said. One sunny afternoon, he announced a massive giveaway. Brand new iPhones, luxury designer handbags, and the grand prize, an all-expenses-paid trip to Bali. His pitch was convincing. He said it was his way of giving back to the community that had supported him over the years. All followers had to do? Like the post, comment, tag 3 friends, and follow every account he tagged. The more tags, the more entries. Engagement skyrocketed. People tagged their friends non-stop. Ryan's follower count jumped by nearly 200,000 in just a week. Fans started posting about what they'd do if they won, sharing their dream Bali itineraries, and even making TikTok videos about the giveaway. The deadline came and went. People eagerly refreshed his page, waiting for the winner announcement. But it never came. Instead, Ryan quietly deleted the giveaway posts. When followers asked what happened, they got vague replies, and then silence. Some were outright blocked for pushing too hard for answers. It turned out there was no trip, no iPhones, no winners. The entire thing was a carefully planned ploy to boost his engagement and follower count ahead of a paid brand partnership. The higher his numbers, the bigger the paycheck he could demand from sponsors. And here's the sad part. Because giveaways aren't heavily regulated in most countries, Ryan didn't technically break any laws. At worst, he breached platform guidelines, but the penalties were minimal. The real punishment came from his fans. His comment sections turned hostile, sponsorship deals quietly dropped, and his reputation took a nosedive. Yet, months later, he was back to posting travel content as if nothing had happened, proving just how short public memory can be in the influencer world. Number 2. The Ponzi Scheme Influencer. Number 2 gets darker, because this one isn't just about a product or a fake prize. It's about people losing their life savings. An influencer known as Crypto Queen 89 rose to fame during the cryptocurrency boom. Her content was slick, daily market updates, trading tips, and motivational posts about financial freedom. She presented herself as the kind of person who had cracked the code to wealth. Then came her pitch, an exclusive investment opportunity for her most loyal followers. It was a private crypto fund that promised guaranteed returns of 30% a month. She claimed it was low risk, high reward, and backed by her insider knowledge of the market. To make it convincing, she posted screenshots of her supposed trading profits, numbers that seemed unbelievable. But that's the point. She flaunted expensive vacations, designer clothes, and luxury cars, saying all of it was funded by her crypto empire. The fear of missing out was intense. Followers, some of them complete beginners in investing, poured in thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. A few even took out loans or used retirement savings to join. But here's the catch. She wasn't investing any of it. She was running a textbook Ponzi scheme, paying early participants with money from new ones, creating the illusion of profit. At first, people raved about their returns. Screenshots of payouts circulated in group chats, encouraging even more signups. But the moment the flow of new investors slowed, everything crumbled. Payments stopped, messages went unanswered, her accounts went dark. Overnight, people realized their money was gone. Crypto Queen vanished, only to reappear months later under a different username, promoting a new investment project. By then, many victims had already reported her to authorities. It took months for investigators to track her down, but when they did, she was charged with multiple counts of fraud and money laundering. Even so, for the people who lost their life savings, the damage was already done. Some had to sell their homes, others found themselves drowning in debt. The emotional toll was just as heavy, a mix of shame, anger, and disbelief that they'd been scammed by someone they trusted. This case stands as a harsh reminder. If an investment promises guaranteed high returns, it's almost always a scam. Number 1, fake followers and sponsorship fraud. And finally, number 1, the influencer who didn't just bend the truth. They built their entire career on a lie. This is the story of Max Dalton, a lifestyle influencer who appeared to be living the dream. His Instagram was a highlight reel of exotic vacations, designer outfits, rooftop parties, and collaborations with high-profile brands. Every post screamed success. But behind the glossy images, Max's empire was smoke and mirrors. Instead of growing an audience organically, he spent thousands on fake followers, purchased likes, and automated engagement pods. Every comment, every fan, every interaction was carefully manufactured to make him look like a social media superstar. It worked, at least at first. Brands, dazzled by his follower count and engagement rate, offered him lucrative contracts. Some paid him as much as $20,000 for a single sponsored post, believing he had the power to move products. But here's the catch. Bots don't buy things. They don't click links. They don't sign up for newsletters, and they definitely don't spend money. Campaign after campaign failed to deliver results, leaving marketing teams scratching their heads. Then came the social media audits. Using tools to analyze audience authenticity, several brands discovered that as much as 70% of Max's followers were fake. Once the first sponsorship pulled out, others quickly followed. Within weeks, Max's influencer empire collapsed. His DMs went from brand offers to refund demands. Event invitations stopped. Collaborations were canceled mid-campaign. Max went from high-flying internet celebrity to an industry pariah almost overnight. Former friends unfollowed him. PR agencies added his name to their internal "do not work with" lists. What makes this case so shocking is how long he got away with it, and how many brands fell for the illusion. It was a wake-up call for the influencer marketing industry, forcing companies to start auditing creators before signing contracts. Today, Max's accounts are still active, but with drastically fewer followers. The luxury trips are gone, replaced by occasional posts from his small apartment. He rarely mentions sponsorships anymore. Max's rise and fall remains a cautionary tale for both creators and brands. In the influencer world, numbers can be faked, but trust cannot. Lessons and how to protect yourself. So, what do these 5 cases teach us? Verify everything, whether it's a charity, product, or giveaway. Be skeptical of overnight miracles. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Check reviews, not just on the influencer's page, but independent sources. For brands, run audience audits before signing sponsorship deals. The influencer world can be amazing, full of creativity, connection, and inspiration. But it's also a space where trust can be exploited in seconds. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the dark side of influencer culture. Have you ever been scammed by an influencer or seen something suspicious online? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else avoid a costly mistake. And if you want more eye-opening stories from the world of social media, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Remember, in the digital age, trust is your currency. Spend it wisely.